Welcome to another episode of the Nailsin Ratings. So we're going to look at finally, some early official images from the upcoming Captain Marvel from the MCU. This will be the next movie before the next Avengers movie comes along after that massive massacre that took place in Infinity War. And this one will take place in the distant past, apparently around 1991, I think. And so we'll kind of retconning the storyline that there was other superheroes before Iron Man showed up, and in between, Captain America was still frozen in the ice all those years. So we get the first look. The original first look was this green and black outfit that looked like it didn't fit her and looked more like a race car driver's uniform. But the green and black colors did call back to Captain Marvel, who was a man, and the Marvel version, not the Shazam version, the original Captain Marvel. This was Mar-Vell, a Kree soldier who came to Earth, intent to spy on it, but then ended up becoming a hero to protect it and all that sort of thing. And Carol Danvers, I believe, was sort of the Lois Lane of his story, but then it went off in its own direction. And a strange accident mixed their DNA with one another, and she gained Kree superpowers, I suppose, and went on to be Miss Marvel. And had her own identity and story, but they took all that away for social justice reasons. And Captain Marvel himself died of cancer. I think that was 1980 or 82 or something like that. And that was probably his most popular story for the character. Interestingly enough, the name went on to a black woman from New Orleans. There's a character in here that apparently people are saying that will be the character's mother. The Captain Marvel of the 80s was Monica Rambeau. And, she lost the name, and now a white woman has it. That's strange, but, she's now called Photon or Spectrum or something. It's a revolving door of names for her. And, so I guess that's the connection there. And since this is in the past, I suppose the adult, Monica Rambeau will probably show up in a follow-up movie. But the coolest thing here is not just we see the uniform, which looks a lot better, and it's closer to the colors of how her uniform looks now. It is not her original suit, but again, apparently the old suit is sexist and misogynist or some such, and so it had to be abandoned, and now she's in this new one, and it looks a little better, and the images that Entertainment Weekly put out, so that looks okay. There's other scenes where she's apparently joined with the Kree. And that's in the article, they explain that it's not an origin movie per se, because as the movie opens, she already has her powers, and she's left Earth behind to join an elite Kree military team called Star Force. Not Space Force. Star Force. Whoops. Which is led by Jude Law's enigmatic commander. Now, the story I'd heard is that he would be Mar-Vell. Maybe he's not. I don't know. But that would mean that he was Captain Marvel. His name is Mar-Vell, literally Captain Marvel. So I don't know. Maybe he's there, and maybe he'll die in some other way in battle or something. And out of tribute to him, she takes on the name, and that's just the nickname she gets for her superhero life on Earth, because at some point she meets up with Nick Fury, and they set all that up, and she becomes part of S.H.I.E.L.D., I guess. But primarily she's an outer space character, which would explain why you haven't seen or heard anything about her, and maybe a lot of people don't even know she exists. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But so the other interesting imagery was, of course, the Skrulls, and pretty accurate. It's about as best as you can hope for. In alter them way too much, And so I was curious about this because I had always assumed the Skrulls was part of the Fantastic Four and that maybe Fox had more control over them at the time. And I mean, yeah, they got the Fantastic Four back because of the Fox deal that Disney had, but at the time of the movie was being made, that wasn't a clear-cut thing, and Comcast was causing troubles like they were going to take it out from under them and all that. And so maybe it wasn't, I don't know, or they just said, yeah, we're going to get it. And they went ahead and did it. I don't know. They just have to rename them as something else or reshoot it and change them. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, the Skrulls look, you know, pretty close and accurate. And, of course, the Skrull-Kree War is a long-held article of the Marvel Universe stories. So they're finally going to get into some of that with this movie. And probably lead to more stuff later on. There's an image of Nick Fury with both eyes. It's too bad they didn't dress him up to look like his Pulp Fiction character, because that's about the time when that movie came out. But, oh well, we can't have everything. But all in all, I don't have too many complaints about what I'm seeing here. I was a little worried about it, just primarily because I'm not that impressed with Brie Larson. Most recently, I just saw her in the Kong movie, and she wasn't that good in that. And then there was the strange episode where she apparently thinks if a man asks you for his your number, it's sexual assault. Jeez. So, yeah, another crazy misandrist, but that doesn't mean she can't do a good job, and it could be a good movie. And there's plenty of people whose weird ideas in politics I can't stand, but they do good work in films, like Ben Affleck as Batman, which I really enjoyed his Batman performance, and it's too bad it looks like he won't be Batman anymore, but I thought he knocked it out of the park. So there you go. Captain Marvel on its way. Still a little strange that we're only just now seeing some images here and there. And no teaser or anything. Usually you would have seen it by now, but maybe there was problems we just don't know about. It's strange how that works. But yeah, the article went on, and Brie Larson describes the character. She can't help but be herself. She can be aggressive, and she can have a temper, and she can be a little invasive and in your face. She's also quick to jump to things. Yeah, a lot like you, Brie. Maybe she is the perfect one, which makes her amazing in battle because she's the first one out there and doesn't always wait for orders. Well, that's strange because she came out of the military, so she understands the discipline and command structure. But Hollywood doesn't. But the not waiting for orders is, to some, a character flaw. Yeah, it usually is. But yeah, they'll make it work, and it'll be the right thing to do, and, you know, that's Hollywood for you. Anyway, this is not a superhero who's perfect or otherworldly or has some godlike connection, says director Anna Boden, who's the MCU's first female director. But what makes her special is just how human she is. She's funny, but doesn't always tell good jokes, and she can be headstrong and reckless, and doesn't always make the perfect decisions for herself. But at her core, she has so much heart and so much humanity, and all of its messiness. That being said, they keep referring to her as the most powerful superhero in the Marvel Universe. So let's just remember, it's Captain Marvel, not Captain Mary Sue. If you can just remember that, you probably have an okay film that'll fit in with the rest of them. So there you go, your first look. What do you think? Well, it is what it is for now. Again, concerned that we're seeing it this late. Hope that doesn't mean there's problems, and hopefully it'll be an okay film. All right, thanks for watching and listening. Do check the link descriptions below for my mini stores that have lovely goodies for you. And hey, why not like and subscribe, and we'll do a little chat like this again real soon.